What's good, everybody? Welcome to the video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the time where I bought some kush. A cop ended up pulling up just before me and my homies were able to smoke it, and one of my homies actually got caught with something. But that's going to be at the end of the video, so stay tuned if you want to hear about that part. Anyways, yeah, let's just get into the story. So this story, if I remember correctly, takes place during the summer between my junior and senior year of high school. And this day was, at the start, it was just like any other day. I just woke up in the morning, went downstairs, grabbed a bite to eat, and immediately started to go watch YouTube like I do pretty much almost every single day. And at some point through the day, I ended up getting a snap from one of my homies. Let's call this person. Let's call him Joe for the story. Yeah, Joe. That sounds like a nice name, Joe. Anyways, I get a snap from Joe wondering if I wanted to kick it with him. You know, obviously, it being the homie Joe, I'm like, yeah, let's kick it. And he's like, alright, I'm at my house, I'll let you know when I pull up to the skate park, because that's where, we all of us used to hang out at. So I'm like, I bet, let me know. So he goes, alright, bet. And so now I'm sitting here, I'm waiting, and I ended up getting this snap from another friend of mine. This person, we'll call her, Tracy. Yeah, Tracy for the video, why not? Tracy. Tracy hits me up. Wondering if I wanted to hang out because she was planning on heading into my hometown at some point in the day. And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? We don't really hang out as much as we used to. So yeah, come on by, come swoop over to the town. We'll kick it. I got Joe trying to kick it with me too. So if that's chilling, and yeah, let's kick it. And she was like, yeah, that's fine. Is it okay if I bring one of my friends over? I'm like, hey, that's chilling. Bring her over. The friend that she brings over, we'll call her Mandy. The friend that Tracy brings, we'll just call her Mandy for the purpose of the video. But anyways, now I'm pretty excited because now I got a plan. I got a plan to hang out with two of my homies, and one of them's bringing somebody that I don't even know. So that's the potential new homie. And anyways, Joe ends up hitting me up, telling me that he's almost at the skate park, so I'm like, I bet I'll head out right now. I head out, start heading over to the skate park. oh, fuck. Anyways, yeah, I head out, start heading over to the skate park. Get there, meet up with Joe, we dab each other up, say what's good. And then we go and sit over at some benches that were at the skate park. And we kind of just sat there and just did our normal thing. Just sit there, be on our phones, hitting our vapes, and just trying to figure out something to do and see if there's anybody else that can come swoop over and kick it with us. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find anyone else to kick with us other than Tracy and Mandy, like I already mentioned. But anyways, we ended up getting the idea of trying to find some kush. We felt like smoking this day, so we were trying to find a plug that can, swoop over and get us some kush. While we were trying to find this plug, Tracy ends up arriving with Mandy. She ends up hitting me up and letting me know that she's here. And so I'm looking around the skate park looking for her. Fucking Joe, he's helping me look for her as well. We end up seeing them in the parking lot of the skate park, so we walk over, meet up with them, and then we go and sit back down and try to find someone that can get us some kush. And throughout the day, we were just pretty much spending this entire time just trying to find someone that could get us some weed. But unfortunately, we weren't able to find that person. So at some point, we ended up deciding to go over to a convenience store that was right behind a gas station. And the reason why we wanted to go to this convenience store is because this convenience store has a whole aisle for alcohol, and it's just beers, twisted teas, seltzers, and whatnot. It's just a whole alcohol aisle. And the best part about this aisle was that it was outer view of the cashier, which was there was only one cashier. Like, I swear to God, there was only like ever maybe 1 or 2 people really working in this store at one time. And the second person was always in the back, nowhere to be seen, because I highly doubt one person was running this entire store by themselves on any given time. I highly doubt that. But there was only one person that was ever out in the open, and that was the cashier. And the cashier had no view of the alcohol whatsoever. So as long as you weren't, like, making a whole bunch of noise and there were no, good Samaritans around, you could get yourself some fucking alcohol and just dip the fuck out of there and be perfectly chilling, especially with the fact that there is a big opening that led into an employee-only area, and literally right next to that opening was a side door that led outside. So literally you could just grab a bunch of alcohol and just dip out that side door, and you'd be chilling. So we head over there to, snag ourselves some alcohol because, unfortunately we weren't able to find the weed. And we get up to the store and the bitch is fucking closed. What do you know? The bitch is closed. God damn. But, you know what? It's fine that it's closed. We have the next best option, and that's to steal it from the fucking gas station. That was, like I said, that it was literally right behind. So we head over to the gas station, and I decided that I'm actually going to buy something from the gas station. I'm actually going to buy something from the gas station as a distraction, just like how we were going to do at the convenience store. And so we go in there and I buy something, and my buddy Joe, we decided that he was going to be the one that was going to take the shit from here, because this place, it's way harder to steal from, because the cashier actually has cameras, so then they can see you, like, your every move if they were really paying attention. And a lot of times when youngsters went into the back where the monsters were, because there was energy drinks right next to the energy drinks were like fucking these buzz balls, and then like not too far over from that was like beer and whatnot. And so usually whenever you went to the back where the monsters were and whatnot, there would be a guy that would stand, that would see you and stand and just watch you to make sure you weren't trying to steal any alcohol. But thankfully on this day I guess there wasn't. But you want to know something though, something that made our day just before we went into this gas station? There was one thing that made our day when we went to this gas station, and that was our dealer buddy. We ran into one of our dealer buddies, the homie that is selling weed. Made our motherfucking day when we saw him in that car chilling right next to that goddamn gas station. Made our motherfucking night. So before we actually go into the gas station, we say what's up to him. And he asked us if we're trying to buy some weed, and we're like, actually we were looking for some kush earlier. And he was like, alright, how much you trying to buy? I'm like, you mind if I can cop 4 grams for $40? And he was like, I'll give you 5 grams. I'm like, 5 grams for $40? Alright, bet, man. Now, we go into the gas station, and I pull out $40, and then I buy something. And you want to know what the homie Joe pulls out? Because, like I said, he was supposed to be the one that was going to jack some buzz balls from this place. You want to know what he gets? He gets one single buzz ball. One single buzz ball. That's what Joe grabs. He just grabs one single buzz ball. Now, in his defense, that was the only one of an actual good flavor. All of the other buzz balls that were there apparently were shit flavors. So I guess, I guess that kind of makes it right. But still, I mean, come on. Just the one buzz ball. You could, sometimes when you're in desperate times, you just say fuck it and you deal with the shitty flavor. As long as it gets you drunk, you just deal with the shitty flavor. But I guess today we weren't going to deal with no shitty flavor, because he only grabbed the one buzz ball, because it was the only one that was good. But anyways, I don't even remember what I bought. I think I bought an energy drink and like maybe some candy or something. But I bought what I bought. He fucking crams the buzz ball into his goddamn pocket, and we walk out of there. I throw the homie $40. He gives me 5 grams. I tell him our thanks. We get out of there. We go to head back to the skate park to go smoke up. Now it's pretty late at night. Well, it's not pretty late. Well, it's not late at night actually, but it's getting pretty dark. And during the time when it's pretty dark and there's like no one at the fucking skate park, we usually just say fuck it and smoke up at the benches out in the open. I mean, I mean, we've smoked up out in the open when there's fucking hella people there anyways, but nonetheless, we usually, most of the time, only do that when it's late at night. Well, not when it's getting dark, okay? So that's what we decided to do. I brought my little fucking, at this point in time, I had a little fucking metal crack pipe. It wasn't an actual crack pipe, but I don't know, something about the pipe, it just gave me crack pipe vibes. But it was one of those little metal ones that like come apart in like 4 or 5 different places. I'm sure y'all know what I'm talking about. But I had that with me, and so when we get to the skate park, I start packing a bowl in that thing. And Joe cracks open the fucking buzzball that he stole, and he starts drinking it. I'm loading the bowl, and all of a sudden, when I'm in the middle of loading this bowl, Mandy, who was sitting right next to me, it was because there was me, then Mandy was right next to me, and then across from me was Joe, and then across from Mandy was Tracy. And as I'm in the middle of loading this bowl, Mandy taps me on the arm. Now, at first, I thought she was trying to say something or whatnot, and just instead of saying my name, just decided to tap me on the arm. So I go to look at her to see what the hell she wants, and before I even look at her, about maybe 15 feet away from us, I have to say, yeah, like roughly 15 feet away from us, a fucking cop is walking straight towards us. Now, I have my fucking baggie of weed that I just bought sitting right on the fucking table, and I'm loading a fucking bowl in my lap. I see this cop, and in my head I go, oh shit! And I fucking quickly grab my baggie of weed from the table. I don't know how this cop didn't see that. I don't know. I don't know if it was just like how dark it was and there wasn't like enough lighting on us or whatnot. But I don't know how the fuck this cop did not see me grab this bag of weed and fucking quickly hide it under the table. But he did not see that, thankfully. So I quickly grabbed that shit and hide it under the table. And I gotta add something. Throughout like the first half of this entire confrontation with this goddamn cop, I just had my pipe, my lighter, and my fucking weed just in my hand underneath the table, like not hidden whatsoever. If this cop had just decided to look underneath the table, clear as day, I'm holding a baggie of weed with a fucking pipe, and a baggie of weed and a fucking pipe. But you know, thankfully he never looked down there, and it wasn't until, like I said, about halfway through this encounter, then I actually got the pipe, the lighter, and my weed into my sock. And once I got it into my sock, I knew I was good from that point. But nah, he comes up, he looks at us, and he says, have you seen someone, and then he lists someone's name. I don't fucking remember the name he said, but he's like, have you seen this girl? Yeah, she has highlights in her hair, and your hair kind of has some highlights in it, which is the reason why I came over here. But she's been missing for like a couple hours and whatnot. Have you seen her anywhere? Yada yada yada. And we were like, nah, we haven't seen anybody like that. But if we do, we'll make sure to let you guys know for sure. And he's like, okay, thank you. And just one more thing before I gotta leave. Which one of you guys has the marijuana? Says it exactly like that. Which one of you guys has the marijuana? We all look at him, and I just go, no. We all just look at him, and I'm the one that fucking, if I remember correctly, I'm the one that talked first when he asked this question. I was like, no, none of us have weed. And the second I started saying that, everyone was just like, yeah, none of us have weed. We don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, really? Then why is there reeks of marijuana here? Like, I come over here and I can just smell the marijuana. And that's when Joe comes up and says, oh, my parents, they smoke weed, and I was at their house earlier today, so that's probably it, because they were smoking before I left. That might be what you're smelling. He's like, nah, he's like, no, that's too strong. Which one of you guys has the marijuana? And I go, dude, I swear to you up and down, we don't have no weed. If you want, you can even check my fanny pack. I brought a fanny pack, by the way, with me, because that's what I was using to hold the pipe and shit, even though I very well could have just had it in my pocket. I decided to bring the fanny pack. And I'm like, you can check my fanny pack if you want. And my buddy Joe, he also had like a fanny pack like bag thing. I don't know if it was like called a fanny pack, but it was pretty much just a fanny pack. And he's like, yeah, you can search my bag too, officer. The fucking cop grabs my friend's fucking fanny pack. Doesn't even touch mine. Doesn't even acknowledge that my fanny pack exists, by the way. He just grabs my buddy's fanny pack, pulls out a couple of empty baggies, sets them on the table, and he pulls out another baggie. You wanna know what was in this motherfucking baggie? You wanna know what was in this goddamn baggie? A little over a gram or two of goddamn shrooms that he was gonna plan on giving to this other chick at some point the next day. The fucking but anyways, he pulls that out. My buddy Joe notices that he's pulling out his baggie of shrooms, and he's like, "Oh, I forgot I had that." Yeah, you can take that if you want, officer, man. You can go ahead and have that. And so what the fucking cop does, he takes a goddamn baggie of shrooms, fucking takes the shrooms out of the baggie, and then asks us one more time, which one of you guys has the marijuana? And I gotta add it too. Every time he asked that question like 4 or 5 times during this entire encounter, and every single time it was more aggressive than the last. But yeah, he asked us one last time, which one of you guys has the marijuana? And we just all looked at him and went, like we said, none of us got weed, dude. And he's like, okay, well, don't do drugs. And he walks off, fucking throws the shrooms into the trash can, and then drives off. And then like, fucking, we all laugh in fucking relief, because, especially me, dude, I was freaking the fuck out. Because, you know, it's one thing to have a cop pull up on you, ask you where the fuck your weed is at, and then you actually give him the weed. That's one thing. But when the cop asks you who has the weed, you have weed, and you go, oh, I don't have weed, that's a whole other fucking thing. If you get caught, you know, if the cop finds out you actually do have weed when you were lying about it, that's a whole other fucking story right there. 90% of the time, that's a whole other fucking story. So but, you know, the reason why I didn't give this cop my weed was, A, I really wanted to fucking smoke up, and B, I literally had just bought this weed like not even 10 minutes ago. So you really expect me to fucking just give this to a cop? No, fuck that. But anyways, yeah, he throws the shrooms away in the trash can, drives off, and then we sit there, and about like 2 minutes later, we see that same cop drive past us again for like the second time. And we all just simultaneously agreed that, you know what? We can't smoke up here. This cop is just going to be driving past us again and again and again. We are not smoking up here. So we decided to go down this trail that was in our town that eventually got into this part where there was trees surrounding you on both sides. And when you were walking down this trail, on like the right hand side, if you're paying attention to what's on your right hand side, there's just like a little man-made trail that led over to this like openish spot that had like a fucking log in there that you know the homies used to always go to and sit, smoke up at. And we decided to smoke up there because that was literally the only spot we can go and smoke up at. So we go over there, we smoke up, and after we smoke up, we all just went our separate ways pretty much. Joe ended up fucking fucking Tracy and Mandy ended up getting picked up, so it's just me and Joe for about like another 4 minutes. And then that's when he ended up getting picked up, and after he got picked up, I just went home. Fucking had a big sigh of relief when I got home, even bigger than when the fucking cop dipped, and you know I got out of that scot-free. But yeah, I had a big ass sigh of relief when I got home, and then I think I smoked like another bowl or two by myself at my place before I eventually just called it a night. But yeah, anyways, that was the story of, you know, I bought Kush, almost got caught, but my buddy ended up getting caught with something else. But for some reason, the cop just let us all go. I do consider myself pretty lucky when it comes to that situation, because if that cop had just looked under the table at any point in time, I would have been fucked, because you know, he asked us which one of us had weed, and I deliberately looked at him and just went, no, none of us have weed. So I really consider myself lucky when it comes to that situation. But anyways, without further ado, if you guys did enjoy the video, why not leave a like, you know? Why not? It tells me you guys enjoy this shit. And, you know, if you do enjoy me, hey, you know, why not consider subscribing, I guess, you know? Let me know that you guys want to see more of me. And, yeah, without further ado, see y'all later. Deuces.